What a way to start a rally, particularly one of the oldest rallies in Europe. Austin McHale has won the Cork 20 twice in the past, but in 1987 he can't even get to the starting ramp without the helping hands and strong backs of some willing volunteers. The Black Manta seems to be suffering the after effects of heavy overnight rain, and it's going to be an uphill battle to reach the first stage. As others, including Bertie Fisher, roar off, even the long free wheel down from Fitzpatrick's Silver Springs Hotel isn't enough to get Leo running.
On his way. I nearly took down the ramp with him. I thought I'd have a chance to talk to him, but no. Okay.
How much aerial wire is for that? To get him on the rail and get him fucking back.
Panic in the Opel camp is really setting in. Christy Farrell, you're putting a brave face on it, but this is disaster right at the start of the rally.
That makes things very exciting from the word go. Yeah, a slight problem at the moment.
Austin, this is disaster right at the start. Have you any idea what the problem is?
I don't know. The car was running perfect last day. Went into Cork Farmer. Start this morning, no way, so.
And you haven't a clue what the problem is?
No.
Ramon Ferreros from Peru eases his Sierra Cosworth into the Cork traffic past the stricken Manta. Still, the work goes on.
Full throttle.
Simon Davison leaves in another Sierra.
Battery's nearly gone in.
Eventually, McHale gets going, while Billy Coleman, the local hero, reflects on his own year of misfortune, especially on the circuit of Ireland.
It's been a disastrous year in many ways. As you say, the Circuit of Ireland was just one of those things. The car stopped for some unknown reason. It ran perfectly reliable for the rest of the year, all around the world, so we were just very unlucky there. Then, as you say, Donegal, we were pitched in with Group B cars, as we are today. Tour de France was a major disappointment, which I think was very bad luck again, because it's very unusual for an event to be cancelled at a late stage nowadays. So we'll just keep our fingers crossed that all the luck will come on this one.
Bertie Fisher, you've seen the stages. Do they suit the Manta?
Yes, they're very, very good stages. Very smooth, very flowing, good driver stages, and they should suit the car very well. Yeah.
Stage 1 near Youghal. Billy Coleman's BMW looks good, but the conditions are atrocious, as Ronan Morgan, his co-driver, is quick to point out.
Tight bad left, tight bad right. .300 kinks, mud. Repeat, mud, square left into square right, 50 kink.
Austin McHale is fully fired up, but his dealer Opel Team Ireland Manta is on the wrong tyres. Bertie Fisher in the Alamac car is absolutely superb and quickest, 19 seconds quicker than anyone. Frank Maher also reveling in the wet conditions in his RS 1800. But sadly, this is the last that we'll see of Billy Connolly. His car will break down with a back axle problem. Donny Keating, RS 1800, right tyres, right attack and right time, third quickest. Vincent Bonner comes up in the Ascona 400, but listen for that misfire. It's been with them for a year and a half. John Coyne, he's jetted in from Los Angeles to rally round the county that he once lived in. And Michael Barrable, who was so nearly victorious in Wicklow, complains, I'm afraid, of an electrical problem. But Simon Davidson is a real danger man in the Group A Sierra. He's second fastest on stage 1, leading Group N Peruvian Ramon Ferreros in this less modified Sierra.
Long easy right, 700 kink.
This is stage 2 inside the BMW, and the weather has not improved.
Square right, 200.
McHale's tyre choice here is better, and this is pure poetry in motion. But once again, Fisher and Fraser not only match the performance, they beat it. Nobody can match this early pace, certainly not Frank Maher, who is about to retire with an engine problem. Davidson slips a place to Coleman. But this promises to be a stunning Group A battle. Back inside the BMW, Billy is in vintage form.
Slow right, slow left, 1/2. Square left, long square right, 70. Slow right, slow left, 20. Tight bad right. 1/4. Open bad left, 40 kink. Square right, 50 kink. Square right, long square left, opens over crest, 20. Easy left, 40. Quick left, 50.
The disappointments of the year evaporate in this scintillating drive, which wins just praise from his co-driver.
That was very good. Good stuff.
Close to the end of stage 3, Bertie Fisher and Austin Fraser now have almost 30 seconds on the opposition. The BMW's development since Donegal has been staggering, and Coleman's confidence is high in Cork. Austin McHale and Christy Farrell continue to close the gap on Simon Davidson, who continues to impress. But Vincent Bonner counts the frustrating seconds as the Ascona fails to pick up out of the corner. Keating is overhauling him. Coyne locks up, but he's in 7th place. And just behind him is David Mead. Frank Fennell's Group A cadet gets as high as 6th before a mechanical retirement. And Michael Barable's flat engine is now very audible. Ferreras, the early Group N leader, is under threat from a Fiat Abarth, would you believe? While Enda Nolan is complaining about the windscreen misting up. I wonder if that's what's wrong with Eamon McAleenan. After that little treat, here comes that man John Lyons, who cheekily challenges the Cosworth for Group N. Then it's local drivers Luke McCarthy and Dominic Quinlan in their Chevette HSR. From Cornwall comes Michael Tregoning with the Irish co-driver Victor Hales in the Escort RS 1800. And then closer to home, Martin Daly and Pat O'Donnell in the RS 2000. Sean Delaney having gearbox selection problems, while Willie Singleton in the similar car sounds much cleaner. Trevor Fleming and Matt Doherty have a little scrape there that I'm afraid won't polish out. And Mahara driver John Kelly with fistfuls of opposite lock. But Godfrey Kirby goes one better. Charlie McVitie will not be outdone in the Group A Peugeot. Much to our cameraman's annoyance. But there is much worse to come.
Back in the BMW, near the end of stage 3, Coleman and Morgan have really got the boot down. They're first along the road, but just look at that slippery surface.
200 railway. Medium kink, 500. Quick left, gravel, 60. Quick left, gravel, 60. Long quick right, stay in.
The stage is almost finished. Here comes the final corner.
Kink, long bad left. Long bad left.
A long bad left indeed has claimed not only Coleman's BMW, but sensationally leader Bertie Fisher's Manta as well. And the drama doesn't end there.
It's a mess, isn't it? Yeah.
What happened, Bill?
Just the road is like ice there. The first three cars crashed, and there was just no way we were going to get around it.
Fortunately, all crew members involved escaped serious injury. Others might not have been so lucky if it wasn't for Fisher's co-driver Austin Fraser doing his best to slow them down.
Davison would be there. He's got the road turning down, you know? Yeah, it's really, look at this. Jesus. Basically, we were approaching this very bad bend here, put on the brakes, and the whole car locked up on a very slippery surface. These roads we practiced for 4 days, but it was dry all the time. And this was the first time we actually drove them in the wet, so it's just incredibly slippery there. There's no grip at all, because even I knew I was in trouble. And I tried to come off the brake to see if I could spin or go around the bend backwards or anything, but hit the front. And I couldn't even get enough grip to get the wheels to turn again. It's incredibly slippery there.
Third place Simon Davison was also caught out. His Cosworth Sierra limped to the end of the stage before expiring with broken electrics. So how did he see the accident?
Well, basically, we came into the last corner of the stage, and I was catching the car in front, and he sort of disappeared out of sight, and as he disappeared, there was loads of arm waving, people trying to slow me down, but I was committed into this corner, and I went off and I crashed into, well, I think I hit Bertie Fisher.
Pushing and put down to one of the problems, making pace notes when the roads are completely bone dry, and we got caught out by a lot of mud on the inside of a corner. It looked perfectly clean coming up to it, but
And Billy Coleman had already had a problem in the same corner.
Billy Coleman had been straight off, and I came down and was probably halfway around the corner and just saw Billy's car in the ditch. Probably lost concentration for a split second or something like that, and my car just went into a slide and stopped against the ditch. And then I was in the car trying to get it out, and Simon Davison came around, and he had the same problem, and he took the side out of my car, very nearly took my leg with him as well.
Very disappointing end to your home event.
Very disappointing indeed, and I must say the car was going very well this morning, and it was a big improvement in the last outing. We were just on the pace in the previous stage, so I think there was a lot to come. But anyway, that's motorsport, I suppose.
Next time round, the fortunate survivors treated that corner with particular caution. Amazingly, McHale now found himself in the lead, pursued by Donny Keating. John Coyne was third, and even without the top three, there was still plenty of action to come. Austin McHale, at 10:15 this morning, you were being pushed down the road. You couldn't possibly have thought you'd be leading the rally at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think if I start a rally again like this morning about the problems that we had, I think I'd retire on the spot, because the amount of problems that we had with the car and tyre choices and weather conditions, things just didn't go right for the first three stages, but thankfully it's not too bad now.
What about that bend on stage 3 that caught out the first 3 cars? Did you have a problem?
Yeah, we had a major problem. We came into the corner, we couldn't stop. I took it that there was diesel on the road or something like that. There's, you know, it seemed the tractors were going in and out of the farmyard a lot and probably brought aisle with it, that sort of thing. But we went down into the ditch, and the ditch slowed us down, and we just barely scraped around. Unfortunately, Bertie didn't get around. He was running directly behind me, and I think it was 3 cars altogether went off it in the end. But you know, it's one of them things. That's rallying. You get them sort of conditions, and you just have to try and cope the best you can with them.
The Sunday stages are west of Blarney, and Keating's hopes end early with an accident on the first test. The lead is no longer in doubt, but there are other contests to be decided. McHale is still unaware that the pressure is off, and this is his new second-place crew, brothers David and Gerard Mead. Vincent Bonner is now the big threat. And the misfire has at last been cured thanks to a carburettor borrowed from Fisher's wreck. You don't see many Nissan-engined escorts in Cork. Eamon McAleenan and James O'Brien attracted considerable attention. As does Michael Tregoning's escort. The Cornish man is on his 4th visit to the Cork 20. Michael Barrable climbs higher and higher in his now healthy Manta. And John Lyons has the unenviable task of keeping his Martin Riley Ritmo ahead of the Cosworth on these fast stages. A superb effort sadly comes to naught as the Fiat glides silently to a halt on the next stage. The winner of 2 Group N awards already this year and his new co-driver John Wilson reflect as a very excited Connie Smith arrives. Back at service, John tells his own sad tale.
We're after dropping it into 4th gear, and we got a box full of neutrals, so we were going nowhere after that.
And you'd been as high as 10th overall at that stage?
We were just into the top 10 overall, and we had quite a comfortable lead in Group N with 1 minute and 55 seconds, and I think we could have held on to it because we'd more or less got the pace, and I think we could have done it, but ifs are no good. We're out of the rally now, and that's more or less it.
Ramon Ferreras, at last you have the Group N lead, but it's been a pretty hectic rally for you.
Started this morning 2 minutes behind John Lyons, and I think we would have made it up because we put almost 30 seconds on him on the first stage. But on the second stage he was stopped, so I think now I'm on the lead by a long ways.
David Mead has been as high as 2nd this afternoon, and he seems to share everything with his brother Vincent.
We do, yes. We take our turns in driving the car. I do some of the international events, and my brother does some more of the events, so it's very hard to know who you'll meet inside in the car.
I see you even share his overalls.
Yes, we have the one rally suit. Seems to fit both of us, so we said we'd hold on to it and share it.
Sharing the Cork roads with the regular tarmac runners is the MG Maestro Challenge. John McCullough is on a prize drive in his Group N version and humbling some people. Whereas Le Mans racer Tony Dron is having his first ever taste of international tarmac rallying. The Maestros may be fun, but they are nothing to Dennis Cronin. By stage 13, which consists of one of the straw chicanes, which are now becoming commonplace in rallying, Austin McHale and Christy Farrell have a 5.5-minute lead in the Fitzpatrick Cork 20. Vincent Bonner has the Formula Shell Ascona quickly up into 2nd place. David Mead is just 31 seconds behind and 3 minutes clear of Eamon McAleenan's ingenious piece of home engineering. Michael Barrable and Dermot O'Rourke are having a mighty climb up the field. In 3 stages, they have gained 3 places, but sadly a broken clutch will sideline this 5.
Late Sunday afternoon, and the Cork 20 draws to its inevitable conclusion as Austin McHale and Christy Farrell head for home. Behind them, Vincent Bonner and Rory Kennedy make it an Opel 1-2 as they bring their Ascona home in 2nd place. The Mead brothers, David and Gerard, seeded 27th, take third place. A tremendous performance. Eamon McAleenan and James O'Brien from Castlewellan are fourth in their Japanese-engined Ford Escort, the highest-placed Ulster crew. Behind them, Mike Tregonning, the man from Cornwall, achieving his best result so far in Cork. Sixth is the Chevette of Enda Nolan and Paul Shield from Carlow. While the multicoloured Escort of Martin Daly and Pat O'Donnell is seventh, with the help of an excellent service crew. And the man from Peru, Ramon Ferreros, comes in eighth and wins Group N. Kevin Shaw is in the Sierra Cosworth's passenger seat. Sean Delaney's Escort made it to the finish in spite of dropping part of a very hot gearbox casing. Ray and Mark Carroll were heading for a good class result in spite of being caught here by Neil McCarthy's Escort. And veteran rallyman with 40 years experience, Ernest McMillan, was there at the finish too. He won his class in the little Suzuki. And amazingly, the Samba of Alan Spears and Ian Porter took the Group A honours. In spite of frontal damage, Philip McGarrity and Bernard Smith battled to the finish in their Honda Civic. And rally scholarship driver John McCullough passed his first test with distinction, second in Group N.
Cork has been good to Austin McHale again this year. The Dublin driver climbs the Silver Springs Hotel Hill, the hill that he rolled down just the day before with a dead engine. A happy result after a disastrous start.
Very happy to have won the event this year. It puts us back in the run again for the championship. And I must say Alan Verso and the Munster Motorcycling Car Club, they've done an excellent job on running the event. No problems for the whole weekend. So apart from that, I think, you know, we're very happy.
Austin, it's your third Cork win, but it could be your fourth Tarmac Championship. You're now only 4 points behind Bertie Fisher.
Yeah, that's the position at the moment, but unfortunately, Dealer Open Team Ireland, it's not in their budget this year to do the Lakes Rally in Killarney. So I think that we probably won't be doing it unless we can get additional sponsorship from someplace else. But, you know, we'll have to wait and see what Dealer Open Team now say after this weekend.
Christy, there are great rumours that this might be your last season in rallying.
Yeah, it's probably very likely. This is probably my last event. So it is. I'd have to hang up the helmet now.
But if the Tarmac Championship was going begging again and money could be found, I'm sure you'll be in Killarney.
Who knows?
Well, Vincent Bonner, congratulations, second place, but not without its problems.
Yeah, Gary, we had a lot of problems yesterday. We had gearbox problems on the fifth stage, and it turned out when we came back to the service van that there were no gearbox in it, and Austin McHale, he gave us the gearbox, the spare gearbox, until we got the one out of Bertie Fisher's car. And then today again, when we had clutch trouble, he gave us 2 men to change the clutch. So, I mean, only for us, McHale would hardly be here today, you know.
But Ramon Ferreros, congratulations, Group N winner. It's a long way from Peru to Cork, isn't it?
Yeah, thank you very much.
But it must be worth it. I mean, you seem to enjoy Irish rallying. They're lucky for you, aren't they?
Yeah, the roads here are very nice. I like them a lot. It's very challenging, and sometimes it gets a bit muddy, but they suit my car, so it's very good.
Not everyone left Cork, however, with happy memories. Bertie Fisher, Billy Coleman and Austin McHale can still take the championship. It all depends who goes to Killarney in December.
Long broad left.